What's good? What's popping, baby? You know what it is, man. It's Tuesday morning, but it ain't just a regular Tuesday, man. I ain't gonna hold you. You know how I like to get down. You know I love me some me, baby. Hey, man, it's my birthday. For those that didn't know, it's the 38 special or the special 38. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them things. Your boy hit 38 years, and I'm enjoying it, man. I'm loving it. I'm here with my dogs, man. One on one side, one on the other side. They sandwich me, they pancake me. I don't know what the phrase is. Mike can come up with it, I'm sure, because that's his type of language. What's good? What's popping, man? We know we had to get Mike out of work, man. I said, come through. My man said, I got you on Tuesday. We ain't going to make no day up. So before we get started, Big Mike, how we feeling, big dog?
I'm feeling good, man. This reverse Oreo is looking pretty nice over here. Right?
There we go.
Got the birthday boy in the middle, right?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's weird, man. I haven't done a show in the morning, and man, it's been a while. Work always takes me away Monday through Friday.
Yeah. Well, I was glad when you told me, hey, man, I could take some days off. I need some days off. Let me know one. So I said, hey, brother, come join us on the morning show, man. This is my type of vibe, man. I know we get our thing on at night. We have a good time at night, but I like to get it in the morning, man. Holler at the people before they brush their teeth and wash the booty, because I like it stanky. You feel me? So, Rock, man, what's good with you, Playboy? What's up with you?
What is cooking? Good looking. Happy birthday. The dessert is on us today, Fizz. You don't have to worry about that. I'm super excited to have both you and Mike and the audience this morning. This past week of football was pretty insane. So it's going to be an awesome show today.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. And we talked about it last week. Well, no, Rock, you didn't join me last week, brother. You was hide and go seek. So I'm glad you here. I just remember you weren't even here.
Yeah, we had such a good show last week, Fizz, when I wasn't there. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But I was saying it because in the chat, you was in the chat, and we talked about how week 15, man, the schedule make us blessed us. Like, that was a hell of a lineup for a lot of games. So we're going to break down a lot of the games, man, talk a little bit. But, man, we got Mike in the building. Mike, I want to check up on you, big dog. How you feeling? How was the week to you? We will talk about me and you in a little bit, but I'll just say this, man. You, my dog, I ain't never here to kick a man while he's down. But, Mike, when I woke up this morning, brother, and I saw you came back and you put up 300-something points and I still won, I said, no, I can't even brag on this win. This is just a what the hell happened to Mike situation. You feel me?
Man, I got Kyle Pitts, I got Trevor Lawrence, I got Kirk Cousins, and I still almost came back. I had the, let's just say, for best ball purposes, I had the much better team construct, sure. Right? Like it worked.
I had no
well.
Drake London. I got a lot of outs on my roster. So
you sure did. We put up a hell of a fight. This is one of the craziest things. Talking at least dynasty data, especially for best ball. Fantasy football in itself is a lot of variance, right? You're going to have these kind of weeks. You're going to have a lot of variance that you have to fight.
Yeah.
Best ball eliminates quite a bit of that. But it's still, as you can see by this week, there's still a lot of variance. And here's the other thing. That was our South Harmon Vibes League, right?
Yeah.
So one thing Adam and I talk about all the time, fresh out of a startup, year one of a startup, you're never going to have more parity as far as what teams are good and what teams are bad than in your first year. So it's a feat in order to win the first year of a fresh startup. It is a feat, and it will not be me. We can clearly say that it will not be me. I'm not man enough. Fizz, you get to move on, my friend. You get to move on. Go take it down. Because listen, on the other side of the bracket, if I would have faced either one of those two trash cans,
beat anybody. You would have beat anybody else, bro. I felt bad. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I had this in the bag until I woke up this morning. I'm like, hold on. My God, look, I actually screenshotted, man. 302 to 312. And I'm like, hold up. Mike almost beat me. Hell no. I thought I had it in the bag. So just the fact that you came back, bro, you would have beat everybody else in the league, man. I'm not here to brag on this one. I'm here to say thank the football guys. And also, maybe that was a birthday gift that you sent me, brother. So I appreciate that
Happy
one.
Birthday.
I appreciate that one. But it was a good week for fantasy. We will break down a lot of those big play matchups, man. The Kyle Pitts, the Trevor Lawrences, the Trey McBrides, all those big names, man, that came through for us. But Rock, man, how was your weekend, brother? How was the games? How did football treat you this week, bro?
Well, it felt good not just coughing every 2 fucking seconds. So I do feel like the best I've felt in probably about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But it was great being able to sit down and watch football. A lot of parody, a lot of stories going into this weekend. A couple that felt like they were pulled right out of a Hollywood script. So yeah, this week was absolutely awesome. Then you add on top of that fantasy football playoffs. Now, luckily for me, all the leagues that I'm usually in, they had their bye weeks. So there was a couple that I didn't give a shit about. I didn't even realize I was in the playoffs, so those ones don't count. Most of the other ones, I got to just sit back and watch football because I had the bye week. So yeah, this week was absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, man. A lot of notifications going on, man. Like Mike said, best ball is the best play, baby. Because with that matchup, I had Mike. I don't even know who I would have started when looking at my team. Like, man, I have no clue looking at this bench. So thank God for best ball. Thank you for putting me on the best ball, my brother, because I liked it. I knew about it, but I wasn't really playing a lot of best ball in my fantasy league. So it feel good, man, to have those guys on the bench help you out when you need them the most. But hey, man, we say all that to say, welcome to the Cookup. Welcome to the show, baby. We appreciate you being here. It's going to be a good one, a special one. So make sure you're tapped in, you're locked in, you hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to go through the games. We're going to recap everything and give you what you need. So welcome to the kitchen.
Hey, they wrote me off, I ain't write them back. Nah. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story, I spent my whole life on life. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
Yes, sir. Just like that, we back. But I'm going to say this, man. I don't know how y'all get down, man. I know some people like, it's just another day. Man, it's my birthday. I'm doing it big, baby. So it is the morning time. We ain't got time for brunch. We ain't got time for mimosas. But we're going to pop us a bottle or two, baby. We're going to pop us something, man, just because it is my day. And that's how I get down, baby. I don't know about the rest of them, Mike, but we pop bottles over here, baby. You feel me? So let me take my drink. Let me play some music, and we're going to get at the people, baby.
Yeah,
here we go. Nice and bubbly. Let's get it popping, baby. Let's get this music playing right quick. I got my chat popping. We got to holler at the people, man. What's going on? My dog got scared. He jumped up. He's like, what the hell is going on up here?
This man popping bottles.
What was that?
It's just liquor, man. Don't worry about it, big dog. Let's get at the people, though, baby. I got the people in the chat, man. Patty Mills up in here. He said, let's go. Who else up in here? Pops, man, just got on the phone with him. Happy birthday, Pops. Pops said the happiest day of my life was 38 years ago. So I appreciate you, big dog, because you my guy. That's for sure. That's for sure. Who else we got up in here, man? We got my boy Big E in the building. Fantasy condo. Hey, man, let me rent one of them things, baby. Airbnb. I'm trying to get a fantasy condo out here. You feel me? Who else we got? My boy Voorhees, man. He called me, said what's good, what's popping. Big Jake in the building, man. That's my dog right there, man. He got that money moves polo, man. You want to see some flicks, man? Hook it up, brother. Let us know how you rocking down there, man. Not after a loss, though. Wait till you win to wear that, all right? I can't lose to the Saints and Tyler Shuck and be wearing those South Harmon gear, brother. We ain't feeling that one, all right? What else we got up in here, man? The Onion Ring King, man. My boy Connor, man. He's in the league, chopping it up. I told him, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Don't bring the onions to my matchup in a couple of weeks. Shout out EB, but I'm kicking your ass, man. I'm going to play the onions in the field, baby. That's how we going to do it, man. Who else we got? I think that's it. All right. All love, all good. All right. Well, we got everybody else that's going to join. You ain't here too late, but we appreciate you anyway. Now, let's get it started, man. I know I got a whole lot of rambling going on, but football time, Big Mike. I know usually we talk a lot of fantasy, but we'll talk a little football today, baby. All right. And I'm going to get this one out the way because I already did one, but I got to bring it back up, Mike. So please don't be mad at me. Kyle Pitts and the Tampa Bay Bucks, baby. I did just want to sprinkle this one in because it was a big game, big matchup. And the main reason is because Tampa Bay Bucks lost. It didn't look good, but then Carolina came and lost right after that. So now things starting to come, to fruition because Carolina and the Bucks, I believe, play each other 2 more times. So knowing that Atlanta beat the Bucks, Carolina lost their matchup to the Saints. Kyle Pitts pretty much, did what he did. Kirk Cousins, blow-up game. Where we at with this matchup with specifically the Bucs and the Falcons and seeing what we saw from Pitts, from Bijan, from Kirk Cousins, who we all thought 2 weeks ago, man, this dude is done. This dude is cooked. Kirk Cousins said, hey, man, hold my bed, baby. I just needed some time. You feel me? So where we at with Kirk Cousins right now in this offense, especially for the playoff going forward? You got Arizona Cardinals next week. What is looking like, Big Mike? I'm going to go to you first, man. Let us know about your cousin, man.
Well, maybe it's something good coming out of it, but we've seen so much bad from him. But also, it's this weird thing, too. Like, we have to remember that Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles, right? And we think at the quarterback position, it doesn't matter as much, like as a running back tearing his Achilles or a wide receiver tearing their Achilles. Maybe it just takes time to kind of get back to that game, right? Like, it took Aaron Rodgers a year. It took him a year before he even looked remotely close to what we imagine Aaron Rodgers was. That New York Jets Aaron Rodgers was not good. That was pretty pathetic. So maybe this is a sign of things to come for Kirk Cousins. I'm going to err on the side of it's a one-off, and the Bucs are just, I don't know what the hell's wrong with the Tampa Bay Bucs, man. Todd Bowles is not long for this world at this rate. Like, he is not. Like, this team started off the season well, and they have just gone into the shitter here lately. Good for Carolina. They could even afford to lose to a team they shouldn't lose and still be in the race. But I'm not going to take too much from the game. It kind of feels like a one-off. I know you're going to be excited because your boy Pitts finally did something. Let's hope that is a sign of things to come for him, because I would like to trade him for maximum value to you in a few leagues. I'd like to get rid of him, but I don't know. One of those weird division games, man. Like, it's really hard to take away from these division games late in the season just because these teams know each other and they're going to play each other extremely tough, even when this should have been on paper just a walk away from Tampa Bay.
Definitely. And they played at home, and that's been like the cheat code throughout the season. Home teams on Thursday night seem to keep winning every week. But knowing that they lost and then seeing Carolina lose, man, it's a blessing for them. They got blessed, man, especially because they played each other twice, I believe. So just seeing that they play each other, they both had the same record. Who's going to win this division? That's the biggest question. But, Rock, let us know about this game in particular and what it's looking like going forward for either Pitts, Cousins, or the Tampa Bay Bucs, man.
Well, I don't necessarily share that same sentiment about Todd Bowles, being worried about his job. I think he is one of the first coaches in the NFC South to take his team to the playoffs 3 straight years in a row. Could be even a 4th straight year as well. The Panthers keep fucking it up like they did this past week against Tyler Shuck and the Saints. I think he's done a pretty good job. I think the tough thing is that the offensive line just keeps getting unhealthier and unhealthier. It's been rattling Baker Mayfield's cage. He looked like people were chanting MVP the first 7 weeks of the season. Has completely really fallen off over the last 7 weeks of the season. Unfortunately, a lot of that has to do with injuries, but I think the biggest thing that Todd Bowles needs to worry about is the defensive side of the ball. That's his side of the ball. Baker Mayfield is doing the best that he can on offense. They have lots of different injuries. Luckily, Mike Evans did come back. I can't believe how good of a game he played after just coming back from injury. So that can definitely fix a lot of different things. Bucky Irving is a very talented RB, but it just keeps going back to the offensive line and the defensive side of the ball. I think they squeak into the playoffs, but I think they're going to be an early round exit. But yeah, I think next year you have to look forward to 2026 for the team. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm going to be honest, Rob. I don't think Todd Bowles is a great head coach, man. I like the guy. I think he's a good coach. I just don't think he's a good head coach. And the reason why, because like you said, they made the playoffs, cool. But I've watched the Cowboys do this over and over with regular coaches. Make the playoffs, first round exit. Make the playoffs, first round exit. At some point, you got to scale back and look and say, yes, we're getting to where we need to be, but we can't advance until we take that next step. And I don't know who the guy is. I'm not saying I know, but we all know just had Bruce Arians is the one that, went away and gave Todd Bowles the job. And we know Bruce Arians hired his brothers. He got all black coaching staff. That's his thing, right? So I'm not saying that he's going to be like, hey, Todd, get up out of here, because maybe he got Todd there because he's still there. Bruce Arians still upstairs in the VP spot, a GM spot, one of those spots. I just think Todd Bowles won't get this team to where they need to be. The next step, they can be 7-7, they can be 8-8, but they won't be that NFC Championship contender team until they get a coach, I believe, that can really just lock in and lock everything down. I just think Todd Bowles is good DC. He's just not a good head coach to me, and no knock on him though.
I think that they go for it, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I think he's a decent head coach. He's a decent DC, but these are the facts, all right? Since 2022, the man went 8-9, lost in the wild card. 23, 9-8, lost in the divisional round. 24, 10-7, lost in the wild card. This year, 7-7, lost 6 out of the last 8, 2 of them division games. And he's losing to subpar teams. It's not like since 2022, the Falcons, the Saints, or the Panthers in that division have been good. They have all had top draft picks for a reason. They have all been in messy rebuilds. The Buccaneers are just the team that's like, well, we're the best out of this group of losers. Like, that's where we're at. And that is all he's doing. Like, that is all he's doing. Like, if I went to a fat camp right now, I would look like an Adonis next to all the fatties out there. Like, I would... But who cares? I'm still saggy. I still have fucking fat rolls. I still have man boobs hanging out. I still get out of breath walking upstairs, right? Being the skinniest kid at fat camp is not an accomplishment. It is not. And that's where Todd Bowles is right now. He's got a team that is the skinniest kid at fat camp, and it's been that way for the last 4 years. He's just lucked into it. So, listen, the people are on X talking about fire this man, get him the fuck out of here. And like Fizz said, listen, I want to approve of the brothers as head coach. I really do. Bruce Arians is in there, right? Like, I think they need a fair shake, because I've seen Vance Joseph get fired not even a year into his tenure, taking over a shitty ass team. I've seen multiple black coaches get walked out within their first year, not even given a chance. Todd Bowles has had fucking 4. He's had 4, and he hasn't really done shit with any of them. He's got a longer leash than a lot of people want to admit, and I think that leash is coming to an end, especially if they fumble this fucking thing. If the Carolina Panthers win this division, it is over for Todd Bowles.
I like how you're skipping over the fact that they beat the Philadelphia Eagles ass in the playoffs. How come you didn't mention that one? How about that one?
Did they win a Super Bowl?
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about what he's done. He did win a Super Bowl, actually, with Tom Brady.
I'm just checking, because our resume is pretty undefeated. You know, we got 2 Super Bowls. We got 2 of them.
So did the Buccaneers. They have 2 as well.
Well, shout out to the
Brad Johnson one does not count. Okay.
Why doesn't it count? That was an awesome Super Bowl.
Because that was at the end of the VHS tape era. All right, it doesn't count. We're digital, T-Rock.
Well, shout out to the Eagles, baby. We know we love the Eagles over here.
ELGS Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
All right, let's debunk.
Yeah, let's go, Birds. All right, let's go, Birds. You know we can't spell them, but they can figure out how to win some games. All right. But Ron, what you think about Todd Bowles though, in that conversation though? Because I really believe they just need a coach that can lock in a little bit more. I'm not saying Todd Bowles is a bad head coach. He just won't get them to the next step. That's all I'm saying.
Coaches are just as hard to find as QBs. Everyone wants to say, oh, we need to find a better head coach, but it's just like, who the hell else are you going to be able to find? You said it yourself, Fizz. It's just like, a lot of times people think the grass is always greener on the other side. I think the biggest hindrance that they have had is lack of talent on the defensive side of the ball. Their offense is loaded. Their offense can go toe-to-toe with any team in the NFL when it's healthy. So I think, that's what it comes down to. Who's their? I can't remember who their GM is, but he usually hits.
They done lost that OC like 3 years in a row too. So
that's the other thing. Yeah, and they have not taken really a huge step back, despite being pilfered when it comes to their OC talent. So I think that they've done a great job on the offensive side of the ball. Which, I mean, this is an offensive league. That's what people care about the most. I just think that you shouldn't be too quick to move off of a guy that's taken their team to the playoffs, probably going to be 4 straight years. I mean, what else do you guys want?
I'll just say this, Rock. I think you kind of answered your own question because you said this offense is great. The defense needs help. Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. If he ain't got a defense ready by now, it's time to move on, brother. So he's not the GM though, too.
you can only do so much with the decisions that you have. And also, too, if Emeka Ibuka is staring you in the face, you're going to take that guy. You know, that's what it's been like the last few years.
But he's there to handle the defense, and you said the defense is lacking. So let's get an offensive guy and just make the offense better and figure out the defense later. That's what I'm just saying. He ain't the answer, but that's all I'm saying. He ain't Allen Iverson. He ain't the answer.
Everyone could be Sean McVay and fucking Bill Belichick. These guys did not grow on trees.
Right. I understand that, but the NFC South is the easiest division to win. Somebody got to win it. That's why he keep winning. So we can get a real coach that. Put it like this: he got 10 wins. Is his highest win tenure since he's been in. The rest of them 8 wins, 7 wins, 9 wins. Let's get a 13 win coach around here. 12 wins. Get something. This 10 ain't gonna get it. That's all I'm saying, brother.
In Tampa Bay, they don't give a shit as much about football. They care about the Rays and other shit in hockey. Man. They don't care as much. Okay. It is what it is. Not everyone's gonna be LeBron James and all of this shit.
All right, man. You got a lot of excuses for Todd, man. I ain't mad at you though, man. But I think we gonna Todd him up out of here, man. We gonna move the bowl and get up out of here, man. Because Rob said Tampa don't care about football now, man. You got all type of excuses.
I want you guys to talk this passionately about the other 20 shitty head coaches in the NFL.
We do. You know we will.
It's gonna be a negative ass show.
But I just say this, man. Shout out my boy Kyle Pitts. All right, that's all that really matters up there right now in that matchup. But keep on the NFC side of things, though. We had a lot of bad news going on, man. A lot of injuries, a lot of headaches, head scratches, a lot of damn, I wish this. Let's get on to this one, man, because I got Mike on the channel, and we talked this thing with the Green Bay Packers, and he was right. I was wrong. Green Bay Packers are better than what I try to admit that they were. But losing Micah Parsons, man, to an ACL injury this late in the season, that means next year, he made a tweet I saw. He said, September, I'll be back, or whatever it was he said. That sounds good, but just knowing that they gave away 2 firsts, they paid him $200 million. Playoffs about to start. I picked the Denver Broncos to win this game. I felt like Denver wanted to apply more pressure and just lock in on that number 1 spot. I didn't see him scoring 34 points, though, to be honest. But losing Christian Watson, losing Micah Parsons, man, that's a tough L to take, man. In the NFC that's jam-packed right now, you lose one game and be the 7th seed going from the number 1 seed over there in the NFC. So knowing that they losing Micah, it's about to get cold outside. And I just had their matchup for next week, too.
The first place Bears.
The Bears. And just knowing that they play the Bears in the same division, man, what y'all thinking right now, man, with this NFC North, but also the Green Bay Packers taking this loss? Rock, let us know something, man. How you feeling about this L that they took? And Micah Parsons, man, losing for the season, bro. Tough L for that one.
It is really, really tough. I had them going pretty far, especially after the Micah Parsons trade. The way Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love have been working together the last few years, they've been one of the most efficient combos in the NFL. Jordan Love is usually towards the top when it comes to EPA, and that's working with this cast of wide receivers where there's not a single number 1 on this team. It's a bunch of number 2s, mostly number 3s, and then especially losing Tucker Kraft. So going from losing Tucker Kraft to Micah Parsons and probably Christian Watson for the next few weeks, maybe even for the rest of the season. I don't think we've had an update yet on his shoulder injury.
I read it wasn't that serious. He's definitely not playing this week, but maybe a couple weeks. I believe playoff time, he should be good, though.
I think with still the amount of talent on this team, this being the youngest NFL team and playing this well, I still think they can beat anybody. But can they win a Super Bowl? I don't think they can win a Super Bowl because a lot of times when you watch the Super Bowl, Fizz and Mike, a lot of the time the teams are healthy. Like everyone is there. It's like all systems go. You have all your soldiers on the field, and I think you can't really win a Super Bowl, unfortunately, with the amount of injuries that they've had. But can they still make the playoffs? Can they still maybe even win a game in the playoffs? I think absolutely. I still think with how good Jordan Love is playing and just how good LaFleur is coaching, I still think that they're dangerous.
Yeah, I think they're a good team. I just know that, like you said, being healthy is the key, man. When you're going up against the LA Rams, the Chicago Bears. Everybody else seems to, I mean, Devontae Adams got a quick injury. We'll talk about that soon, but I don't know, man. They can't afford to lose no more bodies. You know, they lose Christian Watson every year. Josh Jacobs is still lingering with an injury. Jaden Reed just came back off an injury. So they got that injury bug, man, over there. For whatever reason, man, Kyle Shanahan, his branch, man, they got all this injury bugs going on with LaFleur and Shanahan and all their teams just stay in shambles on the injury list, man. But Mike,
It's called the NFL. Everyone's got injuries.
Yeah, no, you're right. What else know about the Green Bay Packers, though, Mike? How you feeling about this loss and Micah Parsons and all that good stuff going on, man, in the cheese lane, brother?
Well, it really sucks for them. They were one of the strongest contenders, even though they were in second place in their division. I don't really believe in the Bears being able to hold them off, especially once this weather turned. And I mean, the Packers did what you needed to do for like playoff success here when we get to playoff football. And that was play hella defense, be able to get after the quarterback, create turnovers, the whole works. The only thing that really saves them, in my mind, is the fact they play in a conference full of mids. I mean, the Rams are about the best team in this whole conference. Everybody else, it's like, nah, I don't really believe in you. Or we've seen moments from them where you're like, listen, I thought you were good, but what the hell was that? Like, what's going on? Like the Seahawks, for example, this last week, you know, when we get to their game, it's like, dude, this should have been a cakewalk. Why the fuck are you riding a struggle bus against 75-year-old Phillip Rivers?
You're going to talk about that for sure.
Yeah. But the rest of the division, the Eagles aren't playing well. The Cowboys are all but eliminated right now. I think they have like a 1% chance to make the playoffs. So they're not a threat. The Bears, okay. Like, it's nice first year under Ben Johnson. You like it. The Bucs we just talked about they play in a shitty division with the Panthers. Like, which one of these fat kids is going to win this thing? Like, which one's going to make it across the finish line? And it's pretty much just the Rams and the 49ers now coming on strong here at the end. So even if they end up in the wild card, you can see them winning a wild card game, maybe even winning a division game, and all of a sudden the Packers, without Micah Parsons, are in the NFC Championship game, say, versus the Rams, and you're like, they got a chance at least. They made it to the dance. But kind of like T-Rex said, without Michael Parsons, I don't see him having a chance to win the Super Bowl. Whatever team comes out of the AFC, they're going to get fucking dog walked if they were to make it that far. But it sucks for him. It sucks for him because they really made this trade and they went like, this is our year. And it was kind of setting up that way. Everybody else in the conference was like, we don't really want it. And the Packers were like, if we can just figure out consistency on our offense, we know our defense is going to bring it. And now it's like, oh, now we need our offense to carry us because we're down our best player on defense, like the one that changed the whole dynamic of the defense too. It's a tough spot to be in, right? Like, this Bears matchup that we're going to see this week is going to mean a hell of a lot, not only for the division and the playoffs, but we're going to see what this Packers team looks like, especially on defense, if their offense can overcome whatever defensive deficiencies they're going to have now without Micah.
No,
Mike,
for sure.
I got a question for you. If you think the NFC is mid this year, what the hell do you think of the AFC when the Denver Broncos are the number one team on the AFC side and you have Bo Nix that looks like the most hot and cold quarterback of all time, where you almost lose to the Raiders and the Titans and you beat the shit out of some of the best teams in the NFC?
I like the AFC a hell of a lot more than I like the NFC, just because, one, Josh Allen's put on his Superman cape here these last 3 weeks, and it's like, listen, I'm going back-to-back MVP. Y'all watch, all right? I got a cast of fucking mids on offense other than James Cook. I'm going to carry these fuckers to a title. This is my year. I got married. I got Haley Steinfeld. I just put a baby in her. The baby just came out. I am rolling up fucking aces. So you got that. Not only the New England Patriots are surprising as hell. I mean, they took it to the Bills for fucking 3 quarters, right? The Patriots are good. The Broncos are also kind of a lot like the Packers were built, where a very inconsistent offense, but a fucking fantastic defense that has carried them there. So, listen, I don't have any qualms about the Broncos. Figure your shit out on offense. You're going to be just fine because that defense is ridiculous. And then the Houston fucking Texans, right? I know they're in second place. But if Houston figures out an offense, which they happened to figure it out this last week, if they figure out an offense, that defense is fucking phenomenal. And the same thing can be said about Jacksonville. Listen, I think Jacksonville for most of the season to me has been a pretender. But here lately, Jacksonville's starting to turn it on. It's like,
they believe in it, Mike. They just believe in that. They still aren't that good, but they believe in it in
Duval.
That's what matters.
Listen, the AFC North is a fucking joke. It's a joke.
I was about to say you didn't see the Steelers
Listen,
or
the AFC
Ravens.
North is the NFC South. It's like, which fat kid's going to win this one, right? It's down to 2 fat kids at this point, but it's a joke. But the rest of that conference is like, wow, defense is up and down the board, and then Josh Allen just, watch this, man. I'm hopping in the booth and coming out. So the AFC, to me, is far better than whatever the hell the NFC's throwing out there right now.
It's great that you brought someone else on to maybe open our eyes up to some things, because he's kind of changed my perspective on that.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. First of all, shout out moms in the building. I appreciate your mama, babe. And shout out Crispy in the building, man. We appreciate your big dog. Who else I miss? Merk up in here too. Shout out my boy Merk and my boy BJ, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. But Mike, I will say this. You just opened my eyes up to something too, right? But I'm gonna counter it with one conversation. I think you were right about the excitement of the AFC, because now, no Pat Mahomes, whatever happens, and I said this 2 weeks ago, even if the Ravens make it, bro, do you know how hard their schedule is coming up? They're going to be so burnt out in the playoffs that it's not going to matter. Like, they have to play like 3 playoff contending teams to even get there. I just say this, listen to what you just said. You're right. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing these different faces, new teams, new fan bases, right? A lot of people going to be out there like, man, my team ain't been in playoffs or meant a playoffs reason in years. NFC is kind of like, we know. The NFC is taking the role of the AFC, because usually the AFC is Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. All right, who going to win this? NFC now, other than, like you said, LA, if LA lose, man, it's anybody's race at this point. So I think the excitement is on the AFC side because of the fan bases, the teams that usually don't make it. But would the fans want to watch it, though? Because I think Rich Eisen even had a show about this last night. With the Chiefs gone, you know, that's the villain. That's why I got the Pat Mahomes jersey on today, man. I got it. We're going to talk about him soon, but the Chiefs gone. It's no more, oh, I hate Pat Mahomes, Taylor Swift. Like, NFL can't sell Taylor Swift tickets this playoff run. It's going to be a whole lot of casual fans that are going to say, man, I don't want to watch the Jaguars and the Bucks. I'm turning this off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a lot of people that I think the NFL are going to see the ratings. You know, when the Cowboys and the Chiefs play, the biggest ratings ever. Cowboys and Eagles, the Rams and the Detroit Lions. Like, those are going to be key matchups. But when you look at no more Josh Allen versus Pat, no more Lamar Jackson versus these guys, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow for the ratings, man. So I'm with you on the favoritism of seeing the schedule of the playoffs in the AFC. I don't know if the casual fan is going to enjoy it, and might affect a little bit of what the NFL do.
They're going to hate it. They're going to hate it, right? No Pat Mahomes, no Chiefs in there, right? You just lost a hell of a bandwagon fan base. Like, a hell of a one. The one that's been running the league for a while. So, yeah. Casual fans, viewership, playoff time, it's going to go down quite a bit.
It's going to be bad.
If the Bills have to make it to the Super Bowl, if they don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, I don't know when Josh Allen is going to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. I think that everything changes if the Bills make it.
You got to make it, bro.
I think it will be a great Super Bowl. If it's like the Bills and Rams, I think that'd be awesome. Be awesome.
Well, I think the NFL will hope that, because if it ain't them, man, again, I don't think you want to, it's going to be ugly, man, if there's some ugly teams out there. Let's just say that. But I think, like I said, right now, man, the AFC is the wild card of the playoffs. It's a lot more fun. The NFC is kind of like, we know what's going to happen. I'll just say this, though, Mike. I believe you're sleeping on the Bears a little bit, bro. And I think the Chicago Bears, to me, I've been saying this all year, and I'm going to keep saying it. I think that they are winning games that they haven't even figured out how to win yet. They're just winning those games. So once they lock in, once Caleb Williams get the confidence to say, I can throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every single game because I'm that dude, they're going to be a dangerous team. So we'll see what they do with this Green Bay Packers team this week. But if they let Caleb get unlocked in the playoffs, man, the Bears are going to be running it up, man. I'm just letting you know, bro. I think they're winning games that they probably shouldn't be winning. But once they figure out, or Caleb figures out that he's really that dude, they're going to be dangerous, man. So I'm rooting for the Bears on the NFC. I'm out of the playoffs, obviously. So I'm rooting for somebody to win this damn thing. All right? But shout out to LA Rams. That is my guys over there. Let's keep it on the NFC side, though. Matter of fact, let's talk about the LA Rams. We're sitting right here talking about the NFC. Detroit Lions, LA Rams, man. They say the LA Rams clinched the playoff spot. I think the only team in the NFC side to clinch. I don't know if y'all watched this game, but did you see that terrible play? Was it the Parkinson touchdown, I believe, when he fell on the end zone and his arm hit the 1 yard line and they said touchdown anyway, and everybody was like, huh? I said, oh no, the fix is in, man. They want LA to get this thing, bro. I don't know who was caught in that game. They even went upstairs and replayed it. And Parkinson arm was literally on the 1 yard line or the inch line, and they still called a touchdown. I don't know who saw this, why they called it a touchdown, but I know the Detroit Lions were pretty pissed off, man. But the LA Rams got the victory. Devonta Adams hamstring injury, which he was already lingering with anyway. Mike, man, what's your thought on this matchup in particular? Jared Goff versus Matt Stafford. You know, what is looking like, man? You know, these guys got traded for each other some years back. I'm sure there's still some tension there. Detroit want to win a Super Bowl now. They got to, the Rams won one. They got to win one. But what you think about this game, this matchup, bro?
I loved what the Rams did from a defensive perspective. Now it's going to look weird because it's like, how do you love them when the Lions scored 34? But I loved the fact that they went, listen, there's a reason we got rid of Jared Goff. All right, there's a reason we traded his ass away. If he beats us, so be it, but good luck, okay? And Jared Goff, by all accounts, played very, very well. Him and Amon-Ra were fucking cooking. And then he ended up finding Jameson Williams a couple times too. So he was doing his thing on that side. But they were like, there is no fucking way we're going to let Jahmyr Gibbs beat us. There is no way we're letting Jahmyr Gibbs beat us. So we're stacking the box versus run. We're taking this away, and we're going to make this a Jared Goff game. And if you want to get in a shootout with our offense, with Puka, with Adams, with Kyron, and now Blake Corum in the mix, best of luck to you. I love that fucking game plan where they're like, we're taking away the best thing that you do, and we're going to make sure that it is the best thing that you do, and we're going to take it away. Like, there's no, we're half in, we're half out. Sometimes it works out for you. Sometimes you get your ass beat, right? Like last year's Super Bowl. Chief said, we're taking away Saquon Barkley. We're going to make Jalen Hurts beat us, and he did. He did. But I love when teams do that, when they can acknowledge that, listen, Jahmyr Gibbs is what funnels and runs this offense, what fuels this offense. And if you think Jared Goff is it, show us. Now, Jared Goff played very, very well. But on the other side of the ball for the Rams, too, they just keep doing their thing. They keep doing their thing on offense. They go out and they get Puka involved to a big stretch. 9 catches, 181 yards. Took a nasty shot too, and I was like, that
Boy,
dude
it took like 3 or 4 of them, man. This dude just keep getting hurt every 5 minutes. He had a leg cramp. We all thought his leg fell off. I'm like, bro, this is
he took that
wild
fucking
boy, man.
He took that hit up high and he falls down, right? And then he gets up and then he falls down again. I'm like, this dude's concussed as shit. We ain't gonna see him for a while. No, leg cramp. He's back. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, Puka, man.
The Devontae Adams thing's a little bit concerning because it's like, who the hell else, right? Are we gonna make Tutu Atwell a thing, right? But hey, they found a weapon in Colby Parkinson here. I'd never believed in this fucking guy, but they found a weapon in Colby Parkinson and they're using him, right? Really sucks for everybody who was really just deep throating the shit out of Terrence Ferguson, like about being the greatest tight end in this draft. Holy shit. Like, this dude cannot even get on the field. Colby Parkinson and Davis Allen are keeping you in the wings. Good luck. But I would say this too. The Rams are fucking dangerous because they can play defense at a pretty good clip. We know what Matt Stafford and those boys can do through the air. And now the fact they got Kyron and Blake Corum cooking in this deadly 1-2 punch. Holy shit. I mean, by far and away, the rest of the NFC, the Rams are the fucking team to beat. They are the team to beat. Now, you just wish their fans would show out and they'd stop having to use that artificial noise that they make in LA. Because
nobody showed up.
There were a lot of fucking Detroit fans.
It was.
There was a lot of Detroit fans there. No matter how much artificial noise the Rams PA announcer was making, it was like, man, this feels like a Detroit home game.
No, it did. And maybe they was Jared Goff fans, man. We don't know, but
there's not many of those. They all live in Detroit.
I appreciate you, Miss Dion. I appreciate you. Rock, what you think about this team, man? The LA Rams. Me personally, I think they're the best team in the NFL, period. I think they have both sides of the field locked down. I think Matt Stafford on a great day can shut down any defense. And Sean McVay is always a guy I'm a bet. They just call that right play when it need to be called. But Rock, what you think about the Rams and the Detroit Lions, and what side you want in this war?
Well, I think we're all on the same page, Fizz, and we have been throughout most of the season that the Rams are the best team when it comes to all 3 sides of the ball. I mean, they have any given week, a top 5 defense. They have the number 1 offense. And their special teams is also really great as well. A lot of people don't talk about special teams, but I think that's another secret that they have up their sleeve with their kickers. Guys, here's some crazy stats that I was able to find. Did you guys know that Puka Nacua, he tied his career high in this game with 181 receiving yards? Remember the game that he tied with? It was his rookie year during the postseason against the Lions. In the playoffs.
There you go. Look, that's why you here, Rock. I know you're gonna find it, man. It was a good pull right there.
So whenever he plays the Lions, he's gonna have his career high game. He's not gonna get 1 yard below or after. He's gonna tie 181 receiving yards. Here's another crazy stat on the Lions side. Aiden Hutchinson, he had a 58-yard interception in the first quarter that was absolutely insane against Matt Stafford. By doing so, he became the first defensive lineman in the Super Bowl era to reach 5 career interceptions by his 4th season. And if you remember, he's missed like a whole year due to injury. So that's pretty insane to be able to have 5 interceptions in the first 4 seasons of your career. This game was awesome, and I don't want to bury what Mike said. I think this was the key of the reason why the Lions lost this game, because they can go punch for punch when it comes to QB and receiving with both of these teams. J-Mo, Amon-Ra have both had insanely awesome games. Hopefully you guys listened to me when I told you guys when we did the wide receiver series, Fizz. Hold off on selling J-Mo. Maybe you want to sell him. It seems like Dan Campbell really, really likes Jameson Williams. He's completely unlocked him. So hopefully you didn't sell him too early. I think he's been playing really, really awesome. But the Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, the running game in Detroit, I don't know if it has to do with their scheme. I don't know if it has to do with their offensive line taking a step back. Gibbs had 38 yards. David Montgomery had 32. So it's just like, if you cannot wear down a defense, if you have no running game whatsoever, if that gets shut down, you become one-dimensional, you're going to lose this game. And the fact that they were within 1 score to be able to beat the Rams, who they've looked like one of the best running teams in the NFL. Connor Williams and Blake Corum, I mean, like, outside of like what they're doing in Chicago with that tandem and a couple other running games, the Los Angeles Rams just look completely unbeatable whenever it comes to both their receiving and their rushing. It looks absolutely insane. Absolutely awesome.
Nah, I'm with you, bro. The Blake Corum and best ball, we love you, right? Because if you had Blake Corum, you was ready to get rid of him. Jaquiz Hunter, they drafted him. We love him. We can't wait for him to take over. Corum is a wash. Man, please, man. That boy Corum look like he back in Michigan right now. He doing his thing. And hey, stay firing at all cylinders, man. I think the LA Rams, again, are the best team in the NFL, but they gotta win it, man, because these guys are getting older. They're not getting no younger. And if you in your prime the way they in their prime, man, they got to go ahead and lock in. And this is the thing, these guys got 2 first-round picks next year. Shout out the Atlanta Falcons for that, man. That's crazy work, man, to be doing these mock drafts. I'm waiting for Mike. When Mike break that out, man, I won't be picking for the Atlanta Falcons. All right, every damn week I'm picking Atlanta Falcons. I want to have some fun with 2 picks. All right, for this good team that's already.
You're picking the Rams because the Falcons, they got shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
pick for the Falcons, you don't get a pick.
Yeah. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. But yeah, man, I think LA right now, like I said, man, they running the league right now. The Detroit Lions, though, like I said, they took the L. I guess we know the formula. Stop Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Once you stop him, you can figure some other stuff out. We'll see what happens with them with this division. Where they at right now with the playoff picture, though, before we move on?
I got a question for you guys while you answer that.
Right now, they're on the outside looking in.
Yeah. Playoff picture. Here we go. Go ahead, Rock.
Do you guys think this is Stafford's last year? Whether they win it or lose it, regardless. You think he comes back next year?
If they win, yes. But if they don't, no. He coming right back. I think if they win, he might ride high and say, you know what? I'm leaving out.
It was looking pretty iffy at the beginning of the season. The fact that he stayed healthy this entire year, I think, is a godsend. Could you imagine if we didn't have Stafford healthy and what this team would have been without him? It would have been awful.
You don't know the kind of motivation it gives to a man when your wife goes on a podcast and talks about fucking your backup when you were in college. Like, This
Yeah,
man, this man's
that
playing for
was-
the next 10 years. He's like, I ain't going home.
Well, I was gonna say, ask his wife. If his wife say he ain't playing, he might not play. So I don't know,
Yeah.
man. She the boss.
That's a
around here.
lot of motivation. You know what I'm saying? And he's come out and he's like, I'm winning a Super Bowl. I'm winning an MVP. I'm coming back for the next 6 years.
Yeah, that was one of the most out of pocket, weird ass out of left field comments I've ever heard from a player. It's like, I got motivated when my girlfriend banged the backup. I got right into that immortal chamber. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, man.
Now I can't look at them the same way. Now I'm just thinking about weird stuff that happens at home with them. It's just like, why do you have to say that? Why can't you just keep behind the scenes?
Yeah, that should have been in-house right there, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a behind the scenes type of thing. Now everyone just talks about it. It's like, he won your second Super Bowl. Yeah, but you got cucked by your wife. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, shout out to the lucky guy, man. Shout out to the backup, baby. Shout out to the backup, man. But yeah, hey, I think LA got this on lock, though, man. I think LA got this on lock. But I want to keep it in LA, man. I want to go to the other side where the other team shares this stadium. They seem like visiting teams. They don't have no hardway up top, and I think the LA Rams even purchased the stadium. So let's get the Chargers stadium, man. I don't know what the hell going on. Why are they sharing one with the Rams? I don't know.
The stadium's so big they can fit both teams in at the same time.
But they gotta feel like the second little brother in this stadium, bro. They don't have a Super Bowl, and the owner of the Rams bought it. So
once they start winning shit, then people will actually respect them. So
well, go back to the Stub Hub and figure it out, all right? But meantime, in between time, man, hey, man, it's been a sad day. Sad day for football for those that like to hate. It's a sad day for the haters and a sad day for the lovers, man, because Pat Mahomes torn ACL, man. It happened. He fight through a lot of injuries. We see him get back up and he got that strong limp, man. And this time it was just over with, man. Just seeing them go down. It didn't look good in the beginning and they had a tied game. It just felt like a bad season overall, Rock. You know, me and you talked about the Pat Mahomes comeback year, and statistically, he had one. It wasn't like he was a bad quarterback whatsoever. I think that formula of defense and not Pat Mahomes, I think that's the reason why they reached those Super Bowls. So we wanted more Pat. We got that, but it didn't look good on the field as far as the scoreboard go. Yeah, man, 13-16, they lose to the Chargers, get eliminated. Pat Mahomes, once again, out, man. ACL tear. This is definitely going to carry over into next season.
And LCL. And LCL.
Oh, man, sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he get a CDL and he can drive somewhere around while he's out of work, man. But, Mike, man, what you thought about these Chargers and these Chiefs, man, and hearing the Pat Mahomes news, it won't be a rematch of y'all playing them in the Super Bowl and all that good stuff, bro. How you feeling about Patty and that bad news we heard, bro?
It wasn't sexy, but the Los Angeles Chargers did what they needed to do to put the fucking stake in the Kansas City Chiefs and end it, right? They played pretty damn good defense. The offense struggled. They did enough, though. I don't really know what to think about the Chargers long term, especially with all the injuries they have, at least long term for this season, like what their outlook is. It really feels like they're going to get into the playoffs and then probably get bounced in the first round in a close game. That's kind of where we're headed. You hope with Amari and Hampton back, he looked a hell of a lot better this week than he did last week. Looked a little bit more explosive, and Kamani Vidal struggled, so maybe we'll get more Amari and Hampton going forward. Their passing offense, though, still under Harbaugh and Roman. You see why Roman got ran out of town in Baltimore. And he shocked us all at the beginning of the year. We're like, oh my God, we found a way to get Quentin Johnston involved. Oh my God, number one wide receiver that's throwing the ball all over the place. With all those offensive line injuries, I don't think Roman's good enough in the passing game to figure out how the fuck I actually get this to work. So good for the Chargers. They put the stake in the heart of the Kansas City Chiefs. On the Chiefs side of the ball, that's what everyone's going to focus on. You missed the playoffs. Listen, I have seen this fucking story before. Andy Reid is a phenomenal man. I love the guy. He is lovable. I appreciate what he did for Philly. But the end of his tenure in Philadelphia looks a lot like what's going on in Kansas City right now, where it's questionable draft decisions, questionable offense. You're supposed to be this offensive guru. Why the fuck's this offense look so bad, right? Questionable decision making in big games where you go, why are we not going for it here? Like, why are we punting? Why did you not call a timeout? A lot of Andy Reid criticism is about to pop up, and I know he gets a big pass for all he's done in the past, especially with Kansas City, but I just want to point out the fact that this offense has not fucking looked right since Eric Bieniemy left. 2023, he went to Washington. 2022 was the last year this Kansas City offense actually was fucking cooking, and it has not cooked since. Now, I know Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator.
Uncle Nagy.
We want to blame him, but let's not forget who calls the fucking plays. Who's got the play sheet in front of him? Who's the one in Patrick Mahomes' ear? It's Andy fucking Reid, and it's his responsibility. So, this offense, not good. Andy Reid's late tenure at 2 stops now has looked, holy shit, I see why we got rid of him. But
I say this, Mike. I like that Eric Bieniemy call because I said this. Pat needs to be tapped on the hand sometime. He can't just go out there and say, man, forget what they call. This one I'm about to, because that's what it seemed like. Seemed like they running Andy Reid because he's a little older. He ain't as aggressive or maybe whatever. You see Kelsey fussing and cussing him out, getting in his face, chest bumping the coach. You're like, I think right now, Andy Reid is kind of softened up a whole lot. I mean, not that he was the biggest hard-nosed coach anyway, but I think he's got real pillow soft at this point. And they need somebody like an EB to rattle those guys and punch them in the mouth and say, you not doing what you want to do. And I think Matt Nagy was there to be the nice guy. He always cheesing, smiling with Pat on the sideline. That's his best buddy. They need Eric Bieniemy in the building, man. They need some structure. Pat, you are the best, but we going to tell you how to do it the best way. And right now, he don't have that. He's running reckless, doing what he want to do. And we seen the results of it. Unfortunately, he's out of playoffs, but maybe they needed this. They needed this reset, man. Get their mind right and say, you know what, next year, we're going to change this whole thing up. So we see what they do in the offseason. But for right now, Rock, well, let us know what you think about the AFC, the Chiefs, and the Chargers, big dog.
Well, let me talk a little bit about the Chargers. Did you guys know that they swept the Chiefs this season? Not only swept the Chiefs, they are unbeaten in the AFC West. They're 5-0 in the division with one final game against the Denver Broncos. That could be a huge, huge game if they somehow go 6-0 in the division. I share a lot of the same sentiments that you guys do when it comes to the Chargers. Man, I'm losing my voice.
That's why your ass wasn't on the show last week, man. I'm about to keep you up out of here. Get out of here. Drink your water, Playboy. Get yourself together, man.
But no, we've talked about sleeping with Bieniemy before. That's been a huge issue with the Kansas City Chiefs ever since that he has left. And also, too, it's not just Andy Reid, I think. I don't have maybe necessarily the same criticisms of him. Mike, I think most coaches at the end of their tenure looks kind of bad. That's why it's the end of their tenure. Most coaches do not, win a Super Bowl and are like, oh, I'm going to, go out on top. Most of the time, it is either a very slow death or a very brutal, bad death. I don't think it's anything close to that. Their defense has gotten really old. They have never been able to find anything outside of Chris Jones, who is now getting much, much older. And he's been basically trying to hold that defense together all by himself. They've done a good job of getting a good offensive line, but their receivers and if Kelsey is like your most dependable receiver, and Rashee Rice, I think he's kind of like a George Pickens type, where he waffles between being a number one week, being a number 2 another week. And Xavier Worthy, it's just like, he's like, I don't know, like a Zay Flowers. There's going to be weeks where he just completely takes over. There are going to be weeks where he's just completely erased because he's as limited as a receiver. But the number one thing that Bieniemy brought to the Kansas City Chiefs was a run game. And you see what he's doing in Chicago. They have one of the best run games in the entire NFL. And Pacheco, Kareem Hunt's been like their best RB like the last 2 years. So there's just lots of different things that are going on. Their team has gotten older. They've gone through a lot of different injuries, and it just piles up. Do I blame Andy Reid for it? Absolutely not. Like, what the hell do you want him to do with all this bullshit that's going on with injuries? And he doesn't always get to pick the players in the draft either. So it's just like, It's a combined effort. And for what I know about Bieniemy, that guy's a fucking head case. That's why he can't stay with a team or in college for more than a year. He rubs lots of people the wrong way. And sometimes I'd rather be around somebody that at least makes me feel good that I can work with and lose than someone who is a head case and win. Because at what cost? If you already have 2 Super Bowls in your pocket, it's just like, all right, I don't need your ass anymore. I'll try to win it without you. I already got what I need. I'm going to try to win it with Matt Nagy.
Yeah. You're going to try.
So,
but don't forget, Jim Harbaugh is a bad guy too, man. They don't like him. He go to teams, they get rid of him because they can't stand him. The players like him.
Players love him. The players love him, and he
him.
always succeeds. He always plays at a high level. He takes his teams to the NFC Championship like 2 years in a row. He takes his team to the Super Bowl. I think the media hates him. Yeah. I don't know what it is because of his khakis, some bullshit like that, and his wireframe glasses. He looks like something from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, if Andy Reid is at the end of his tenure in Kansas City, we got to open it for you in Dallas, big dog. All right, let's start over. All right, start over here in Dallas, man. Hook it up. And let's get us some rings out there, baby.
The only counterpoint I got, T-Rock, is I just wouldn't take a shot at all at the defense because it is not the defense's fault at all. They're top 10 in every defensive category except for third down conversion rate. But they're top 10 in rushing yards allowed per game, passing yards allowed per game, points scored per game. Yeah. I mean, they are fucking losing games to teams like the Chargers that score 16 fucking points in 2025's NFL. 16 points is enough to send you home and get an L. And they've lost a couple games, 20-17 to the Eagles. They lost 22-19 to the Broncos. They lost 20-10 to the fucking Texans. The defense and what Spagnuolo's done with that defense, you know, like you said, they definitely could use a pass rusher. We thought Karlaftis was going to be the Robin to fucking Chris Jones's Batman, and not really. But the outside, what the corners do, I mean, they just find fucking corners and secondary players all over the place. Like, it was a couple years ago, I'm like, who the fuck is this Shamari Connor? And now he's like a mainstay of that defense. The linebackers are playing well. The defense and what Spags has done has kept them where they're at. It is all on the fucking offense. Like, you can't beat a team that scores 16 fucking points. 16 points? You got Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy. Isaiah Pacheco was found fucking money. Kareem Hunt still at 97 years old can still get you tough yards. And you invested in offensive line this past draft. It's like, come on. What the fuck are we doing?
Spags is the best assistant coach in the NFL. But if you watch the game, like, I understand all the metrics, and that's because of how great of a coach he is. And they still have some good pieces. But this is the reason why their defense this year, if you watch them and you see the level that they're playing at right now, that they go from being the luckiest team last year, where they're winning all of those games by less than one score, one possession, basically, because their defense shut the other team down. Whereas if you watch this year, they're losing all these one possession games because of the defense. You can look at all the different things in the offense as well. I'm not going to argue with that. The offense has taken a huge step back, but the defense has as well. And ever since they traded their corner to the Titans, I think that was one of the worst trades that they could have possibly made. When Chris Jones is your best player by far, by a country mile, and they're putting it all on him, I think that's just too much to ask for from the guy and from Spags. They haven't invested enough into the defense, and I think that's the reason why they're losing all these one-possession games, because that was actually the real cheat code of the Chiefs the last few years. Why they've been going to the Super Bowl, it's been their defense. It hasn't been just Patrick Mahomes. It's been their defense and their running game, and all those two things have taken a huge step back this year. This is why they're at where they're at right now, for me personally. So. But Spags is amazing. I think he's the best one.
Spags is that dude, man. Spags is that dude. Outside of the game, though, where we at with Pat Mahomes, man? Fantasy-wise, dynasty-wise, you're buying, you're selling. He got an LCL, ACL. He's a tough guy. You know, we know he wants to come back. He will come back. Will he re-aggravate it because he's hard-headed? Will he actually go through the process and make sure he's 100%? Will he press the coaches out to try to get back earlier? Like, what we feeling about Pat Mahomes, man, going into next year? Hopefully they surround him with a better team, some better options. And Is Gardner Minshew still under contract? I don't know what the hell going on right now with the mustache. But where we at with Pat Mahomes in Dynasty, man? What we doing with him?
I still believe in him. I still think he needs a top 10 ranking for sure. It's Patrick Mahomes. I think he'll attack rehab, pretty vigorously. And
For
Pat
sure.
Mahomes, he'll probably be back right at the start of the season next year, right? And you might have a little bit of a limitation, we see that. But again, ACLs for quarterbacks, much different than, if we had to look at an ACL for a running back or a wide receiver, especially a December one like this. Like quarterbacks can kind of, we can get by, right? Like Carson Wentz, his ACL a few years back when he was MVP candidate for the Eagles, he was right at the start of the season on whether he was going to be ready. It just so happened we had Nick Foles on the fucking roster who just won a Super Bowl. So, you led into that dynamic. But Pat Mahomes doesn't have to worry about Gardner Minshew winning a Super Bowl and taking his fucking job in the heart of the city. So Pat Mahomes probably right at the start of the season, going to be back fine. I think the big thing for me to monitor is if they get an offensive philosophy change, because the way Andy Reid's calling this fucking offense right now, especially, and I said it with Adam, I've said it for fucking weeks, with Rashee Rice back, it was the worst thing that happened to this fucking offense. When they lost him last year and they had to go to this, we're going to stretch the fucking field mode with Xavier Worthy and utilize our first round wide receiver with ridiculous speed, that offense was looking phenomenal there to end the season and to get them into the Super Bowl. It just so happens they ran up against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, who fucking dominated that offensive line. But then you come out this season and you're like, okay, we're going to utilize Xavier Worthy. He gets hurt in the first game, right? Freak accident. We're just going to bide our time until Rashee Rice is back. And they get Rashee Rice back and they think it's going to fix everything. And instead they go to this bubble screen, fucking just throw it out to him 14 times a game and see if he can get 6 yards. And it is the grossest shit you've ever seen in your entire life. So unless they get an offensive philosophy change, that's what I'm gonna monitor with Patrick Mahomes, like where I'm gonna put him at in Dynasty. I think right now we're gonna leave him in the top 10. But if we're just we're gonna do this tongue-in-cheek song and dance, like everything's gonna be fine, we're gonna run this shit back next year. We're not gonna make a whole lot of personnel changes. We're not changing who's calling the offense. We're gonna do the same shit. Nah, he's top 10 in name only. Then he's top 10 in name only, and you might want to move him then.
Well, I just say this, Mike. Even this all season, he was on the brink of not being top 10 because a lot of people, man, was drafting him when we was doing the mock draft. He was going second rounds, 204, 2. And just to see what he did this year, that was a steal if you had him. You know what I'm saying? To see the progression of the stat lines of what he was putting up. But now he wasn't injured last year and was going to second round. So now he is injured, coming off a major injury, surgery, and all that. Man, we're going to see where he at this offseason because a lot of people, man, going to be buying the dip. A lot of people going to say, I didn't want him last year. And I damn sure don't want him off of an injury. So, Rock, where you at with Pat, man, before we move on? And, let us know how you feeling about the current GOATY of the league right now, man.
Well, if you were in a draft with Mr. Voorhees, he would have taken him 101. So
sure,
it just depends. He does have, his fans. But I think the most unfortunate thing we're not going to get next year, regardless of what happens, is his rushing ability. He already broke every rushing record he has ever had in this season alone. And that was the biggest thing. It's like there's no run game. So it's just like he has to put it more on his back. And the receivers are just like they show up or they drop the ball. Looks like freaking who was that wide receiver they had from the Kadarius Toney? There are so many games where it seems like Kadarius Toney is out there dropping, wide open ass balls that go into interceptions.
He's a rapper now.
I haven't listened to any of it. But I think that's the biggest thing that we're going to miss. And Mike has talked about it a lot when it comes to these, the top elite QBs. It has to do with their rushing upside. And that's why Patrick Mahomes, I think he was a top 3 points per game fantasy QB throughout the season because of that. So if that takes a step back, I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, what they do this offseason, is are they going to attack the draft and free agency with loading up that defense, take a little bit more pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, get a freaking RB in the draft or in free agency, please. There's probably not going to be much in free agency that they're going to be able to have, but we need to stop this Kareem Hunt, Pacheco bullshit. So I think if they attack those two sides of the ball, I'm going to be back in on Patrick Mahomes. I think that things can also get worse too. If they don't attack those things, then we can just see what we saw this year. But next year, without the rushing upside of Patrick Mahomes, which can be very, very bad. So, but no, I hope that they address both those sides of the ball next year.
Yeah, I hope so too, brother. But currently, before we move on, where we at right now? Let us know. I know Mike said top 10. Rock, I'm pretty sure you feel the same. Give me your top 10 quarterbacks right now. Dynasty, right now. Not what we going to do in the offseason. Thinking in your head right now. I just want to see where Pat lines up. Because to say top 10, it sounds good, but I want to see who you actually have them lined up at. So, Mike, where you at with them? Give me your top 10 quarterbacks currently with Pat Mahomes included or not included.
It's interesting because there's a giant tier of good ones, and then there's a giant tier of like, where Pat Mahomes is going to fall. You know, like we think they're good, right? But at the top, Josh Allen, Drake May, Lamar, J-Day. You know, I don't give a shit who you rank out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't really matter. They're all fucking dynamic. And then after that, like, you got a lot of question marks. So Burrow's going to be in there. Herbert's going to be in there. Jalen Hurts, just because of the rushing production, is still going to be there. As much as we like to meme him, like, that's still a dynamite good quarterback. Caleb, Bo Nix. Yeah, give me Pat Mahomes right after that. Burrow, Stroud. I think that's going to do it for me. Now, there's a case here, if this fucking guy learns how to play football like he has against bad defenses, Trevor Lawrence is knocking on that door because he is mobile. He is mobile, and he's putting it. It's tough. It's tough, but I mean, that's kind of where your cutoff is. And then Dak Prescott is always just going to put up fucking fantasy points because he plays for the Cowboys. So Pat Mahomes kind of falls in that tier, right? After I get outside the top 4, I don't really care whether you put him at 5 or you put him at 13 or 14. Okay. He's in that tier.
All right. Where you at with it, Rock?
So I think the elites of the elites in fantasy football: Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and now Drake May. I will include him now in that top 4. And then I really love the passing ability of Joe Burrow and his weapons. I really love the rushing ability of Jalen Hurts. I put those guys in the second tier. And then after them, it's just a whole bunch of guys that on a week-to-week basis, you know, they change. So it's like you have your Justin Herberts, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix. I think Jackson Dart, if he can run without being in the blue tent every other fucking play, I think he has the ability.
He playing in big blue, big dog. He in the big blue right now.
That's exactly right. So I think he has that ability. So I will put Patrick Mahomes in that third tier, but it's a little bit tougher because if he doesn't have that rushing ability, he doesn't have that same upside for those really explosive games. So he might be closer to now like Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff kind of tier, unfortunately. So, and Dak Prescott, like you brought it up, Mike, it's just like he could be like Burrow, where it's just like he is like top 5 when it comes to every passing stat and touchdowns and everything they have up there. So
I would say this because it's come up quite a bit here since Sunday's game, right? Like, I'm out of the playoffs in a lot of leagues, people in the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes, right? Trying to unload Patrick Mahomes. I've declined a lot of trades where it's like straight up for my Caleb Williams or my Bo Nix or my CJ Stroud or Jackson Dart, you know, like insert quarterback kind of in that range that I talked about. If somebody's offering me Patrick Mahomes for one of my healthy quarterbacks straight up right now, I'm declining it. Now, if you want to talk about, listen, where's the leverage? You need a fucking quarterback for the playoffs. I don't. You know, I will take on Patrick Mahomes. And you want to start adding seconds or first or whatever the fuck is it to? Cool. Then I'll take on Patrick Mahomes. But straight up in that range, like that's the tier I'm talking about. I'd rather just have the healthy guy, right? Like, I have opportunity with them going out and playing well, right, for them to increase value or to be the one that they're talking about. There's nothing with Patrick Mahomes we're going to talk about until we see him back on the field next September.
For sure.
And luckily, it's 9 months to the day they play Monday Night Football starting next season. If that were to happen, if they were to play Monday night, so he has 9 months to get back.
Rock, man, you got to stop knowing all these damn numbers. All right, damn, how you figure that one out, brother? Hey, man, shout out to Freak, man. Hook him up, man. He real freaky over there. We got to hook him up so we can get up out of here, man. He said, what do you do with Rice right now in the playoffs if he has no trade deadline? You gonna hook him up? You gonna trade for him or what?
I'm getting rid of
Trade him away.
Yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Right. If anybody's paying anything close to wide receiver 1 prices for him, get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. Figure it out. Re-roll that dice, brother.
Well, the other thing is also too, people are going to lowball you though. So it's like
for
I don't
sure.
like
Yeah,
I don't like trading a player that if next year I can look forward to him and Patrick Mahomes doesn't miss any games. I mean, Rashee Rice, like I said earlier, he goes in between that number 1 elite wide receiver, which we've seen where he was the most dominant wide receiver like the first month of the season last year before Travis Kelce, or not Travis Kelce, he took out Xavier Worthy before his own teammate Patrick Mahomes took out his knee. So I don't like trading players when or just trying to get a really low ball offer for him. I'd rather trade up and get someone elite from Rashee Rice.
I say this, Freak. Go find somebody that have Pat Mahomes or find somebody that may be a Chiefs fan, and then that's probably your best offer that you'll get. I wouldn't just trade him to a random player, random team. Got a guy that got Pat Mahomes. Go holler at him first. See what you can do with that big dog. Shout out ATM, man. Money is flowing, man. Money is blowing, man. Shout out my boy. He is in the building, man. We appreciate you tapping in, big dog. Let's get into another big game, though, man. You know, we moving on. AFC, Mike already spoke on it, but this is the guy who Rock already said he got to take it over because the other dogs are down. Josh Allen, man, he waving at y'all. He saying, hey, y'all forgot about me. You thought it was over with, right? You thought Drake May. The Patriots way, Rock. And I preached this last week. The Patriots way. They get it. Josh Allen said, hold up, big dog. All right. Yeah, silent that noise. We down 21-0, and I'm still about to come back and kick some ass. So shout out Josh Allen, man. He showed us this Sunday why he is the reigning MVP. And just looking at what Buffalo can do at any time, even being down in the cold against the division rivals who are literally the number 2 team in the AFC. Josh Allen said, man, well, I'm not worried about none of that. Shout out to everybody else. But when I want to lock in, I lock in. And just seeing what they did with this game, man, with the New England Patriots, who I'm sure everybody saw this game and was like, man, Patriots might got this one, man. They might be the best team in the AFC East right now. Again, Josh Allen said, hold my beer, bro. It ain't over with yet. So, Rock, man, where you at with Josh Allen? I'm pretty sure this is your rival at this point, knowing that they robbed Lamar Jackson from an MVP last year. How you feeling about this team and Buffalo Bills? And did they surprise us? Did they do what they supposed to do? And is New England in trouble now as far as the AFC East goes because the Bills ain't laying down for
them? Josh Allen has the best EPA per play in the second half. Because if you watch this game in the first half, I think he had like 15 or 25 passing yards in the entire first half. They weren't getting anything going whatsoever. But this guy, I mean, I think what Mike said earlier was a really good analogy. He puts on the freaking Superman cape in the second half. He completely takes over. And it's just him and James Cook. That is this entire offense.
Ain't you glad they paid him? Because they actually didn't want to pay him.
Both of those guys, like, if they're on their game, especially when it comes to the second half, and I sent you that video, Fizz. I've learned a lot about why there's so many second half comebacks in the NFL. These prevent defenses just allow these offenses just to dink and dunk and just get whatever they want on offense. And you get these huge comebacks. And we saw that again, all these prevent defenses. That's the best thing you can, or that's the worst thing you can do against a team that has no number 1 receiving threat. You have a whole bunch of slots that play for the Buffalo Bills, and Shakir, Dawson Knox, and Kincaid are like 2 of their best weapons. And Dawson Knox goes again for 2 touchdowns this week. And this run game, it's just if your number 1 threat is your run game, the worst thing you can do is play a prevent defense. So
especially
I can't
when the quarterback runs too, right?
Exactly.
You got to hand it off.
I don't understand why these teams don't stay aggressive and keep their foot on the gas on defense when it comes to rushing the quarterback, putting that pressure. I just don't understand it. So they allow all these big comebacks. And TreVeyon Henderson, man, That guy is really, really incredible. I remember when he was coming out of college, I think it was him and Ashton Genty that were in a tier of their own when it came to watching the film. This guy already has 2 50-plus yard touchdowns to his career in his rookie season. You know how many Saquon Barkley has in his entire career? 2. That's it. So it's just like you look at some of the most, and the same thing with Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson only had
Mike,
2
don't like that,
50-plus
Mike. Don't like
yards.
that.
No, because that's flat out bullshit. I got a fucking jersey because Saquon Barkley had so many 50-yard touchdowns last year. Adam's in here. Adam, how many you have last year? He knows. He got a jersey from Nick Ercolano every fucking time Saquon had a touchdown. I'm pretty sure there's everyone on South Harmon got a free Saquon jersey last year.
I need to look up this stat real quick because even when it said it in my
all right.
I'm not gonna lie. Saquon last year. That's why Mike Adam won those jerseys, right? Because he had like 5 or 6 of them last year, I believe.
Well, Travion Henderson is really, really good.
Good, brother. We ain't mad at you.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right. Well, other than that, that was the one thing that just really pissed me off about this game. Was just the Patriots allowing Josh Allen to do what he does best and James Cook to do what he does best. Unfortunately, though, if they do somehow make it all the way to the Super Bowl, I don't think they can beat anyone. See, I really don't think that they can. You can't do it with just your QB and just your RB. You have to have some semblance of a passing attack. So I'm really, really worried that the Bills Mafia is going to get heartbroken if they somehow make it to the Super Bowl because they still haven't figured out a way when it comes to this passing attack. So that's my number one thing.
What's your thoughts, Mike? Let us know something.
So Josh Allen is going to headline this. It sucks for the Patriots too because 21-0. It was 21-0. I was like, holy shit, right? Like this.
Drake
really
made 2 rushing touchdowns, right? I was like,
21-0. Like they were making the Bills' offense look inept, and they were doing pretty much whatever the hell they wanted on offense, right? Like they were moving the ball down the field. I was like, damn, it's about to happen. And the crazy thing is, 21-0. It's not like they didn't do anything after that. They still put up 10 points. You know, they scored 31. They end up taking the loss. And it was a lot of just like weird moments in the game where you're like, oh man, if Buffalo gets a stop here and then they can score, like this is a game. And then that happened, right? And then you're like, okay, Patriots, they get a 3rd down conversion. They're moving the ball. I'm like, man, maybe they'll get a field goal out of it. And they get a field goal. And then they give the ball back to Josh Allen. Josh Allen goes down, scores another touchdown. You're like, oh no. No, like this feels like death by 1,000 cuts. This is what's happening, right? Like it was just a slow creep back, and all of a sudden you get to the end of the game and you're going, what the fuck? Oh, the Bills just took the lead? Holy hell, I didn't think this was going to happen. And I didn't think it was anything that the Patriots did that I was like, man, how'd you guys fuck this up? How'd you guys throw this game? It felt like they played their game for the most part. They did what they needed to. They avoided real bad plays. And it just still wasn't enough. Like, they just still weren't good enough. Now, for the long term, when you look at it, they both got a couple cupcake matchups here, right? Like, the Patriots, to end the season, get the Dolphins, travel into Foxborough. And you know how Tua and the Dolphins play in the cold. Like, that's... chalk that baby up as a win, right? Like, the Bills, by splitting with them and losing to them early in the season, are still playing catch-up. I think the Bills can make it a run, but I still think at the end of the day, the Patriots are going to end up taking this division with 3 games to go, right? Like they do have a tough matchup. Who they got next? Yeah, they got a tough matchup against the Ravens. Like that's going to be a good one. If they somehow win that, this shit's on lock because then they get the Jets and then they get the Dolphins, right? They get 2 fucking cupcakes. The Bills, on the other hand, their remaining schedule, right? We got an absolute fucking layup against the Browns, right? There's no way you should fuck that one up, right? So we'll keep talking about that because you could have the Ravens beating the Patriots. The Bills are going to fucking smoke the Browns. All of a sudden, the records are tied. I don't know if Buffalo can take first place. I don't know what all the tiebreaker scenarios are as far as in conference and in division, what their records are. But then they get the Eagles, and then they get another layup against the Jets. So it's going to come right down to the fucking wire here, but I do think the Patriots at the end of the day will take the division.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Mike. I think so. I think, like you said, like Rock said, man, they played scared. They tried to, prevent them from coming back, and they had to try to hold the lead. I think they learned their lesson. And if they play again or had to play again, I think they're going to learn. We got to keep this foot on the gas, man. It ain't no way we can just sit back and relax and kick our feet up and hope that they don't score. I think the Patriots have learned their lesson. And I'm going to roll with the Patriots to take the next one, man, unfortunately. Rock, you don't feel like you're feeling that one, man. What's up with it?
I just can't read. I read the stat wrong. It's games with most multiple 50-yard touchdowns in the same game.
Okay.
So Travion Henderson just had 2 50-plus yard touchdowns in the same game in his rookie season. Saquon has only done that twice in his whole career. Chris Johnson has only done that twice in his whole career. It's a stupid stat, but it's cool.
Like game one, it was versus the
Alvin
Rams last
Kamara
year.
had one of those. I would thought he would have had one too.
Maybe he's had one where he's had 2 50-plus yard touchdown games, but no one gives a shit about just one time.
Yeah,
it's very small company that anyone's done it twice in the same game.
For sure. Shout out my boy Scribbles, man. Shout out my boy Shizzles in the building, man. He said pick up the sticks, Rob. I guess he trying to play Madden or something. I don't know, man.
I suck so bad at Madden.
Well, look, my boy Mike play. Go ahead, Shizzles. Good. Mike can give you some ass kicking, man. If you want to keep playing on them sticks, Playboy, hit them up, man.
Knows all about them fucking fighting boys out of Western Michigan.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Who's the guy at Canton last year that beat your ass with like 0 seconds left? Fizz?
AJ, man. AJ. One play, he went 80 yards. I was celebrating too damn early. I scored and won the game, and he threw one play 80 yards and beat me, man.
AJ's a damn ringer. Like he's a savant at the game.
Yeah,
he's an assassin. The guy stays quiet. And just
quiet assassin. Quiet.
That was a hell of a moment, though. I'm not gonna lie. I wish we had that on video. That was a moment of the whole weekend for me.
It's in video. It's in my brain. I saw it all there. I'll never leave.
Which is exactly why I keep a fucking reel of just like AJ in compromised, fucked up positions at the expo. Just so when he goes and tries to shit talk me, I'm like, hey, you want to bust out the phone?
He blackmailing out here, man.
You don't even know what zip code you're in.
For sure. Well, look, I know Mike just hit me, said he got to leave soon. So, Mike, man, I say this. Before you go, though, I know you want to do it. Go ahead, do your thing. Get your rocks off, man. Get on J.J. McCarthy and the Cowboys. I know you've been holding back. Now, I will say this, though. I said this before the game even started, that this game was bigger for the Cowboys in the win column, but for the moral and everything that J.J. McCarthy needed as a quarterback, regardless if they won or lost, if they had 26 points, but he looked the way he looked, they still can hang their head and say, hey, our quarterback is getting his juice back. He's feeling good. He's looking good. The only problem is you can't find Justin Jefferson to save his damn life. We got to get Justin Jefferson the ball. I don't know if y'all heard the commentary of the game, but they said, I think Justin Jefferson is 200-something yards away from hitting 1,000. And JJ said, I won't allow him to not reach 1,000 on my watch. Then he goes out there and throws the ball to him, and he gets like 22 yards. So hopefully he can figure out how to get him this extra 200 yards that he needs or whatever. But JJ looked good, man. He played a Cowboys team that I think was just a little too antsy. I think the Cowboys went in there thinking, hey, we got this one in the bag. We're playing a bad quarterback. And I don't think they were prepared for the formula that JJ had cooked up. So, Mike, man, let us know how you feel about the Cowboys losing. And also, J.J. McCarthy, man, he came through for us. You know, we've been preaching all year that we need J.J. He's this, he's that. Finally, he shows up against my damn team. So, F him this week. But shout out to him all the other weeks, man. So, what do you think about this game, bro, overall?
Well, thankfully, we could stop talking about the Cowboys now. So, it's great. Like, I get to hit Fizz with his line. I'll see you in January. One of our teams will be playing. The other one won't. It'd be great. That's going to be fun. But no, for J.J. McCarthy, man, this is 2 games in a row now. He's played very well. Let's not forget, too, with Justin Jefferson, he should have 2 touchdowns in this game. He should. He dropped one. J.J. threw a fucking piss missile to him that hit him in the fucking hands. He dropped it. You know, Jefferson catches that 99 times out of 100. He just didn't catch it. And then the other one got called back on what was kind of a questionable illegal formation. I was like, oh, we're going to call that shit.
This illegal formation stuff killing me, man.
We going to call that shit? All right, whatever. But no, J.J. McCarthy's played really well. Outside of the announcer jinx, too. Like, that was the craziest thing I've ever heard. Tarico out there talking about, you know, listen, hadn't thrown a pick. His first game this season, he hasn't thrown a pick. Very first one, tipped, picked. It's like, what the
And look,
fuck?
I text Rock right after that. Game over.
Oh, what the fuck? That's what we're gonna do to the man. Did throw a pick first time in his NFL career. Had thrown a pick in a game.
Man.
Boom. Let's just get it out of the way. But after that, he played very well. I thought they did highlight some things that what his performance was encouraging, but they highlighted some stuff on the broadcast that should encourage you for JJ McCarthy's future with the Vikings, right? Especially if you're a Vikings fan or you're a McCarthy stan or you got him in Dynasty or you want to go buy him in Dynasty, whatever it is. His mechanics need some work, right? They were really fucking hammering him about the way Josh Allen throws the ball, and you saw it on Hard Knocks, and the way Josh Allen works with the coach on mechanics and how he actually throws it. They break that shit down with AI and fucking computers and, cameras everywhere. JJ McCarthy is a little bit loosey-goosey with how he does it sometimes, right? And if in the offseason he gets with a coach and they get him under control as far as mechanics, you like the progress that you saw. Now, this is 2 games in a row. Granted, it was against a Dallas team, which has been much maligned on defense for the whole time. But listen, after the trade deadline, I thought they started playing a hell of a lot better defense than they had before. But McCarthy going out there, especially when they couldn't run the ball, really worth the shit. They couldn't really get anybody going. To be able to do it through the air, get his tight ends involved. Fucking TJ Hawkinson is back, baby. Let's go. U of I, stand up. McCarthy kind of figured out, hey, listen, Jalen Naylor's really fast. Let me get him the ball. TJ Hawkinson's usually open over the middle. Let me get him the ball.
Jalen Naylor, bro, crazy.
And by all accounts, he should have had 2 touchdown passes to Justin Jefferson. So he's starting to get that connection back. If we can see him finish out the season and they really get that rolling, I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be the truth, right? Like, there was a lot of things this season that made you, ooh, God damn, like this guy might be a little bit of a head case sometimes.
Yeah.
But you love it. You love him going in and all but eliminating the Cowboys too. Like, if anybody was going to eliminate the Cowboys and it wasn't going to be Jalen Hurts, make it JJ McCarthy just to complete my year, which has been mostly dog shit as far as the Dynasty Fantasy Football.
But I say this, though. I like that he did it in Dallas. On primetime TV. This is a game that the Cowboys tend to lose, bro. These are the games that I always scream about my team losing for no reason. Playing a rookie quarterback who's been struggling all year, and now you lose to this guy at home on primetime. That's the way that this team loses. And I'm glad JJ did it on primetime because his confidence now is through the roof. He did the gritty on the way to the end zone. Like, he's feeling himself. I think the coach might simmer him down a little bit. But overall, I think JJ, man, got his swagger back. And we'll see what happens for the next couple of weeks to close out the season. Rock, let us know something, man, before Mike get up out of here, man, and take care of the nice old daughter, man. My boy got some business to take care of today.
So a couple of weeks ago, JJ McCarthy turned in one of the worst performances we've ever seen from a QB, like Jamarcus Russell type of threshold. Damn. And at that point, I was like, there's no coming back. There's absolutely no coming back. I want to hit up one of the guys in our leagues and trade him plus a second for an injured wide receiver in Travis Hunter, because I can't look at JJ McCarthy anymore. People are talking about they're going to draft a QB next year. I think that they still very well can draft a QB next year, but what will more likely happen if he does pull off even more wins to end the season, maybe they just get a bridge QB, a talented veteran QB to be able to put in that same room with him, maybe someone like a Daniel Jones, that type of level, who they already had in the building last year. So I think that maybe they learn their lesson this year that they should have had last year. But on top of that, I don't know, it's really, really tough to know and how to evaluate. I think we've seen the very best of what he's looked at right now. This could very well be a selling window, because I could also just see the wheels just falling off the next couple of weeks or even the beginning of next year. If you're going to be able to sell them, I think you should do it now off of this game. Usually when you have some of the worst games a QB's ever played, usually you don't go to being even average or even good in the NFL. So I still don't feel bad about selling his ass for Travis Hunter, even though we didn't see anything from him last year. I think this is a sell window for him. It does feel good. Now Thor can come out of the shadows. People aren't throwing rocks at his house anymore. And it does feel good about that for them to get some wins. But I still think that this was a huge wasted year. And I looked up Justin Jefferson. Do you know how many yards he's had over the last 3 games?
He had 14 of the last 2 games, I believe. And this week he had like 22. So probably like 40-something yards, something like that.
Yeah, that's exact. He had 4 yards 3 weeks ago, 11 yards 2 weeks ago, and then this past week, 22.
Yeah.
So, basically, he has to like be wearing stilts in order to get some of the passes that JJ McCarthy is somehow throwing over him. But if it's Jalen Naylor, it looks like Justin Jefferson out there or Addison. Did you guys see what Addison did to Jalen Naylor when he got hurt? So he catches this pass, he goes out of the end zone, he gets hurt, and he's laying on the ground like in pain. Jordan Addison goes up to him, and like it's a video game, he uses a stim pack and he hits him trying to revive him while he's actually hurt. And they were asking him about that after the game. He's like, yeah, that stim pack did not work. I was still hurting like hell.
I got one thing for you, T-Rock. Right before I bounce out of here, I got to take my daughter to a doctor's appointment. She got a fever. Listen, it's supposed to be my day. All right.
I know, right? And Mike, that's how it happens, big dog.
Bullshit. I got one thing for you, T-Rock, before I go. All right, and I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna save this one, but I'm gonna put it on the screen for the people. All right, you just keep this one in mind. All right, here's your JJ McCarthy apology form. You let me know which box you're gonna check. Okay, I'll bring this back up next year when we're talking about JJ McCarthy as a top 12 dynasty quarterback. All right, I'm gonna go with I was jealous of JJ. I think is what it was. For you,
oh my god,
maybe I don't know basketball.
Oh my god. Yeah, I actually don't really know basketball. I know LeBron James, and that's it. That's all I know about basketball.
I saw this on the internet. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Here's your JJ McCarthy apology form.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
And created, man.
Fizz, make sure you keep that for the cook-up. Maybe next year we're going to have to bust that out for T-Rock again.
Yeah. I'm going to break it out. Because he's talking about getting rid of him. Man, please, you tripping, man. It's playoff time, big dog. I ain't trading for no Travis Hunter. We trying to win chips out here, big dog.
I'm trying to take a lesson from Mike that has taught me for years. The best thing you have to do is separate your emotions, and you have to be able to sell high. Because if he has a terrible game next week, people are going to be like, I don't fucking want him. So
yeah, that's true, too. That's true too.
You got to sell high on like consistent heaters. You know what I mean? That you don't.
He's had 2. That's the best.
You sell high on Rashi Rice. All right. You don't sell high on the future GOAT quarterback JJ McCarthy.
Hold it down, JJ. Hold it down, man.
Hold it down.
Mike, we appreciate you, big dog. I'm glad we can have you in the morning. Any morning you're available, man. Let me know. I'll take all work, man. Just to kick it with you, big dog. So.
Oh yeah, we'll do this again soon. And I will listen. I may have got fucked over today on this being my day. All right, now I got to take a kid to a doctor and go pick up prescriptions and do all that bullshit. But listen, I'll make it my mission to make it my day where I can pop bottles with Fizz on
there we go, baby.
Morning.
There we go. I appreciate it, big dog. Well, look, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you came, man. And we ain't did a Friday night in a minute, man. We're going to be back in them streets soon. But until then, make sure the daughter is safe, man. She good. And we appreciate you, big dog.
Hey, thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all later.
My man. All right, bro.
Yeah. There's nothing better than just being a great dad, huh? He's being a great dad, taking his kid to the doctor.
Or taking them to school so you can have a good morning too. Because that's what I did this morning. My kids tried to pull the hanky-panky on me. Can I stay home? Get your button up in class, man. Dad need a time. I need a moment. My dog's still here, though, so he snuck out. He luck out. But I'm going to enjoy my day this morning while the kids in school, Rock. You feel me?
The only nicer thing that my parents once did is like, you know what? We're not going to school. We're going to McDonald's. That would be like the best thing of all time.
For sure, man. Well, shout out my Grams. I will give you a call, Grams. I'm coming through this week. If not, next week for sure. I'm trying to get away to the kids on. Grams is 96. I'm 38. I'm trying to make it there, baby. You feel me? So maybe I'm going to take one last sip of this, Grams, and I'm done. All right? I'm trying to get to where you at, man. 96 ain't going to happen if I'm drinking it on the job. I can't do that, but it's my birthday. I just want to have a little bit of it.
What are you drinking?
Oh, this is some rosé, baby. This is birthday special, right? One thing I'll tell you about some champagne, you don't share this, my brother. This is your bottle. You drink it straight out the bottle. You don't say, hey, anyone want some? No, you drink it out the bottle because it's yours. It's a celebration, big dog. You feel me? So we going to celebrate like Rick James said. You heard me? Gov, you know how we popping over here, baby. You know how we pop. We're gonna close up out of here soon, Rock. I wanted to get that game out of the way because I knew Mike was leaving and I know he wanted to talk about that. But let's get on to another one because I got my boy E in the chat. I got you on the screen. The boys took care of business, man. They took care of business. Joe Burrow came and he got kicked out of his hometown. I know he came in Baltimore and upset the Ravens, and we thought it was over with. Lamar and Derrick Henry said, not this time. I know Jamar Chase. I don't know if you heard the news, Rock, about Justin Jefferson saying that he wanted the team to trade for Joe Burrow or something. I don't know what that conversation was. Kind of a strange conversation.
I mean, who won it?
I mean, yeah. But I'm saying I don't know if that's the reason why they didn't score any points because Jamar Chase, he had a video clip where he was like, hold on, that was real? Somebody said that? Like, what? Who's trying to take my quarterback? So Joe Burrow came out and said, no, I'm not leaving the Bengals. That was just some conversation that was brought up. Long story short, I don't know if that was on the Bengals' mind or if the Ravens just didn't care.
You're mixing it up a little bit. That's not the real discussion. What they were talking about all week is that Joe Burrow is saying that he was not having fun, that a lot of the love for the game wasn't really in him anymore, that they need to change some things around. Yeah. And he was being so open and candid about the situation in Cincinnati that was so depressing. And also, too, you saw his post-game interview after they beat the Baltimore Ravens, how heartfelt and emotional it was. We were seeing this side of Joe Burrow we haven't usually seen. And with him being so candid about the situation in Cincinnati, which is very, very terrible, that things do need to change.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase thought that was fucking AI. That's what it was. He thought it was crazy how open and candid he was. And then this past week, he was saying that I need to do a better job of lifting up my QB because every time I see my QB, he shows up to work. He always puts in great work and he has a smile on his face. But maybe I need to do a little bit more to be able to support him, which I really appreciate that. There's nothing that I've heard about from Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase that necessarily has me worried. Unfortunately, they can't do shit about their defense. And there's no, like, the biggest mistake.
They can, but they don't want to. They don't address it.
Well, we've had this discussion so many times. They draft so many defensive players in the NFL draft picks. They just don't hit. They're very bad at drafting.
And then they want to trade their best one. They got Henderson on the trade block. They don't want defense, bro. They don't care.
Well, when you have like a Myles Garrett level player or Micah Parsons, you really shouldn't trade them. You shouldn't train. You should pay them. But they wait too long when it comes to, they're just like the Dallas Cowboys, even worse than so in that regard. At least the Dallas Cowboys end up paying them. The Cincinnati Bengals, they wait so long that they have to pay 60% of their cap to just 3 fucking players. And that's the only thing that I do kind of hinder both Cincinnati and Joe Burrow for. I bet Joe Burrow begged. He begged them to keep T. Higgins. Now look where they're at.
Yeah.
But it's just like, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose with my guys. Maybe that's what it comes down to. So, it's over for them. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow is going to finish out the season as their QB. He's going to play every game. Fizz, one of the craziest stats that I looked up about this Ravens-Bengals game that I saw before going to this game, since 2018, over 60% of the Ravens-Bengals games have been decided by one possession. So not this game, but 60% of the other ones. That ranks in the top 5 point differential during that span. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow's games have averaged over 8 combined explosive plays. That's 20-plus yards. That is the highest of any QB matchup since Joe Burrow has entered the league. So when both these QBs play, it's usually a light show. Fireworks everywhere. Unfortunately, that was not what happened during this game. It was over from the beginning.
It was.
The defense showed up for the Baltimore Ravens. If you watch the game, I still now have zero faith in these Baltimore Ravens because their offensive line is so bad.
Yeah.
It is
bad. The score is definitely an illusion of how the game was played.
Yes.
To see 24-0, you would think dominant, right? Bro, Lamar Jackson threw the ball 12 times.
Exactly.
He has 12 attempts with 8 completions. Like, that is not a winning formula for any quarterback in this game. Derrick Henry, 100 yards on the money. He averaged 9 yards a carry, but it was just like you said, the score did not show the outcome of what the Ravens can do. And I think, like I said, going forward, man, they have some tough matchups. I believe they play the New England Patriots next Sunday night in Baltimore. But New England after losing the Buffalo Bills this week, man, they're not coming to play over here in Baltimore. They coming for business. This is a business trip.
Ass. They have to
This is a business trip.
They have to play the Patriots, the Packers, and the Steelers. That Steelers is going to determine the whole season. These next two games are not going to be easy whatsoever. And with that offensive line, it's going to be bad.
They're one game out of the playoffs. They're pretty much a division playoff team. They can't win probably just a regular playoff spot without winning a division. And that's between them and Pittsburgh, man. I just think playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing the New England Patriots, and the Green Bay Packers, bro, man, that's you want to talk about a team that we thought everything was going to be lined up after last year.
Now,
to just look how they look now, man. It's just, man, bro. I didn't see this coming in Baltimore whatsoever, man.
How many times have we done the exercise so we've gone through the schedule? And I'm just like, this is the reason why I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
I know. I try to have faith for you, brother, but I was better off listening to Faith Evans on this one, man. It wasn't looking good, big dog. All right. Better off hollering at Faith Evans, man, because Faith in Baltimore is definitely a Charlie Baltimore, whoever you want to call it. It ain't looking good out there in Baltimore. But they got the dub, and sometimes winning is all you need. You can win ugly. You can win good, but just win, baby. Ain't there what coach is that say just win? I forgot. Was that Barry? Yeah, I think that was my boy, man. Didn't he take over for
Barry White? Who are you talking about?
No. Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer. Just win, baby. I think that was his
Just
line.
win, baby. No, that's Al Davis from the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But I think Barry took that line too. But it was Al Davis, though. Al Davis did say that. You're 100% right on that one. Just win, baby. So I'm just saying, hey,
I could see his old ass like saying it too with the jacket on and the chains. Right. I'm pretty sure that he had a grill on too.
with the things at the bottom.
With the little dangle. Right. He's got some diamonds.
You know, Gov know that. You know, Gov know. All right, my bad.
Just win, baby.
It's all good. I knew it was an old guy. I just say that. But shout out Al Davis, man. He created a lot of things going on out there with the Raiders. But long story short, the Ravens won, and that's what it is. We'll see what happens next week, Rock. Sunday night, though, that's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a hell of a game, brother. Hell of a game. I know some people that might be going to that game, so we'll see if the tickets are on sale or if they're going. We're going to find out. But moving on from the Ravens, man, I want to bring this one up, and I'm going to close out with it's the last game. Okay, last game we're going to close out with that we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. I got my therapy session at 12. Yes, I'm talking to my therapist on my birthday because I want to make sure my mind, my mental is right, baby. And knowing that this guy right here, his mind is all over the place. He thinking about daycare. He thinking about the coaching staff. This guy, Phillip Rivers, baby. Phillip Rivers might need to go to therapy after this game because, or maybe he don't, right? He got his juice back. I mean, I'll say this. The Seattle Seahawks should go to therapy because to play Phillip Rivers, bro, after smashing teams by 30 points, 25 points, the Seattle Seahawks defense have been dominating every single team they play, bro. Every team. And they go up against Phillip Rivers and he almost win the game? Like that right there wasn't on nobody's bingo card, no Christmas card, no anything card this year, bro. Phillip Rivers, he didn't have the best game, right? He wasn't old Phillip Rivers with the Damian Thomas and the Chargers. Like, he didn't have that juice, that motion with him. But to see that he stood tall against Ernest Jones and this Seattle defense that's been dominating, getting 5-6 sacks a game, interceptions, pick sixes. Phillip Rivers only threw for 120 yards, right? It wasn't the best game by far. But the man competed until the last whistle, bro. They literally had this game on the brinks without that last field goal being made by Seattle. What do you think of the comeback, man, of 17? He took his number back from Daniel Jones. He said, yeah, you injured. Give me my damn number back, man. That's my number. So where you at with Phillip Rivers, bro? Can we trust him next week? And forget next week. Where you at with him this week? Because him coming back this week was just a big surprise. And we got to kind of highlight and give him a little bit of love on this one, man. Granddads do exist in the NFL, baby.
I don't think that you're doing this story justice, Fizz.
Okay, my bad. You hook it up.
I want people to understand and know how difficult it is for what not old man Phillip Rivers. Let's just call him Phillip Rivers of old, because
Here
that's
we go.
almost what we saw.
Here we go.
He came in with 1 week of prep. He has not played the NFL game in 5 years, Fizz. This is one of the most brutal, cutthroat sports out there, and you're going up against a top 3 defense in the NFL. And you lose on a game-winning field goal at the very end of the game, and you basically outplay Sam Darnold, who had no touchdowns in this game whatsoever. The one interception that Phillip Rivers had was at the very end of the game in a desperation throw. Yes, he does not have the arm strength he used to have. But he had touch and he had accuracy. And those are the two most important things I'd rather have. And if you see what the team did after he scored that touchdown, the way that they erupted, the way that this defense played out of their mind for Phillip Rivers.
You're right.
This team looked happier than it has in over a month, because they've been on a bad skid when it comes to this team. They have lost all hope with Daniel Jones. Then he gets injured, and then it feels like it's completely over. You have Anthony Richardson playing with, what is it called? Those exercise straps, fracturing his face. And then you go to a rookie QB and Ryan Leonard, who I believe they drafted in like the 5th or 6th or 7th round. So you basically have no hope after having the best start of your franchise's history, better than any year they've ever had with Peyton Manning when it comes to their offense. So to go into Seattle and to literally only lose in the last second of the game, it's just like there's nothing more that you can absolutely ask for. And also, too, I just feel very personally inspired by what Phillip Rivers has done, because he could just go in there and, just try his very, very best. But the fact that he's talking about his legacy, that he's doing this for his kids, that he's doing this for also the kids that he coaches, and he wants to be an example of not to be fearful and to take a risk. Fizz, that always sounds great. But when you have 11 other people on the other side of the ball that are 10 feet away from you, that literally want to take off your head and hurt you very, very badly, what's the last thing you want to do, Fizz, as you get older? It's like anyone that goes outside right now, they take their life in their hands if they're like 40 plus years old, because they could slip and that could be the end of it. You could be dead.
My knee popped this morning sitting on the couch, brother. Trust me. I know.
So imagine going out there and playing it. It's not like the defense was like, oh, we're going to take it easy on him. No, they wanted to kill him. And the fact that he almost beat one of the best teams in the NFL, I think, is absolutely insane. This is probably my favorite storyline of this entire season. It seems like something out of a Hollywood movie. You're not going to say anything negative about Phillip Rivers to me, and I can't wait to see what he does next week with another week of preparation. So I absolutely love this.
Well, I'm glad you said that, brother, because speaking of next week, they play the 49ers. On Thursday.
Yeah, they have the worst schedule of all time.
Just saying, man, you're going to see it. It's on Thursday Night Football, live in prime time, baby. I will just say this, though. Phillip Rivers, man, shout out to him. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. No, actually, I'm sorry, Rod. I think that's Monday night. That's Monday night. Yeah, the 22nd.
Yeah, Thursday is the Rams, I think.
Yeah, that's Monday night. Okay, sorry. Monday night, he played the 49ers. But I will just say this. Phillip Rivers of old, I do like that you changed that up. And not to rain on his parade, but the man gained 5 years of health insurance. I don't know if you noticed that. I saw Gov brought this up, but I saw a post that his health insurance, I guess all NFL players, it expires after the 5th year. So with him coming back, his restarted. So he has another 5 years, which he has 11 kids. So, hey, maybe that was part of the deal too. I don't know. But regardless, he stepped up for his family, his health bills, and for the damn Indianapolis Colts. And like you said, man, it won't get easier. But Phillip Rivers, to me, when I first saw him talk, he said, "Hey, we're gonna see how things go." Like he didn't sound too sure, but he didn't want people to think that I'm here to save. He literally said, "I'm not here to save the Colts. I'm not here to save anything. I'm here to do my part." And we're going to need everybody to step up. The defense, the running game. Like we're going to have to use our strengths. Now I think he can go in that locker room and say, "Hey, maybe I am here to save some stuff." Because I think he came in kind of doubting himself, right? 44 years old. You've been sitting on the couch for at least 2, 3, 4 years. Now I think he got a little bit of confidence too. And the locker room to say, hey, if they go out there and compete, they don't have to win. If they compete against this 49ers team on Monday night, live primetime TV, because you know everybody going to be talking about it. If it's on Monday Night Rock, everybody going to be tuned in saying, let me go watch this old dude, Phillip Rivers. If they look bad in the first quarter, they're going to turn that game off. But if they competing like they did against the Seattle team, you're going to have us another Cookup next Tuesday talking about Phillip Rivers again. So I think he is there to save their season. He just didn't want to put it all on his back to begin with. But I think he built the confidence within him and the team to say, I got you. I got you. I've been here before.
I don't think he's going to make promises that his body can't cash. Sure, he's not going to write those types of checks. But the reason why they brought him in instead of another QB off the street who's much younger, or someone else off someone else's practice squad. Like they were talking about, why didn't they go get like Mike White or some other, fucking bum? And this is the reason why. It's because he knows the Colts. The Colts know him. And so much of your recipe for a win, Fizz, has to do with familiarity and trust and confidence. And you just saw the way that team erupted after that touchdown, Fizz, and the way that this team, how hard they played for him. It's just like, that was like the peak of Daniel Jones. You haven't seen that the last few weeks, and with them losing.
This is what I think that, like you just said, I like what you just said, because I think the biggest thing that they needed was inspiration. Getting a Mike White, getting the Gardner Minshew, or getting one of these guys don't inspire anybody. I'm not even saying Phillip Rivers was the inspiration that anybody thought they needed. But now seeing him, if I'm going to play on this team, I'm going to look at him at 22 years old, 23, like, dang, man, he out here? Oh, I got to step my game up if he's out here. So seeing that he accomplished the goal of competing and looking back like a structural quarterback, I think that's what they lost with Daniel Jones. Rock, I looked up pictures for Daniel Jones for to make a graphic for. I looked up sad Daniel Jones, happy Daniel Jones. It's the same face.
It's the same. It's the same.
Nothing changed. The man's expressions don't change. And I think Daniel Jones, as good of a year he's had, he's not an inspirational guy. And, I preach this all the time, bro. You got to have something, some spark. Somebody got to come in their locker room and they got to say, hey, I'm a ride or die for this guy. I'm not saying Daniel Jones isn't a good dude. I'm not saying he isn't a solid quarterback, but he doesn't feed all, or it doesn't give me a feel of an inspirational story when I'm looking at him in the locker room and I'm like, this is my QB. And I think Phillip Rivers gave him that this week.
And you don't have to be like Maximus from fucking Gladiator or something like that. You don't have to give this crazy ass speech, but the players on both sides of the ball, even the Seattle Seahawks, they have a ton of respect for the way that he is risking his body and putting it all out there at that age, not having played for 5 years, Fizz.
Yeah. Imagine what Calais Campbell feel right now. This man is 30-something years old, been playing defensive line forever, right? He probably looking at Phillip Rivers like, man, this dude 40-something out here doing it.
Jason Myers went on Pat McAfee and said he felt bad for the game-winning field goal, Fizz, for the Seattle Seahawks.
I can believe it.
That's how much of an inspiration this is.
He wanted him to win, right? Everybody wanted him to win, even the opposite team.
Exactly. So I don't know. I just absolutely love this story, and I don't know. It really gets to me when just in a deep emotional way when dads talk about being an inspiration for their kids. So sure. I love that, and for his teammates too. I think that's why they fought for him. So he does give them their best chance to win.
He does. He does. Again, trading for one of those guys or signing some bum off the street, man. Joe Johnson, we love him, right? He's been on 45 different teams. Yeah. I will just say he's a good backup, but he's not an inspirational guy that I want to come in for my team in a dire need of a quarterback. So Shout out Phillip Rivers, man. We thought we was coming to troll you, but you had a hell of a week, man. And we can't hate on that, man. A little bit of inspiration is what we want over here on the Vibes channel. But Rock, man, it's almost that time, big dog.
Yeah.
Gonna get up out of here soon. I hear the neighbors is rolling up the engines and everything going on, baby. So close us out, man. Let us know what's good with you, how your week went, and give us a little bit of that wisdom, man, so we can get up out of here, brother.
Well, I do have a word of wisdom, Fizz, but do you also want to talk about something? Since it's your birthday, I don't want to, I want to give you a chance to also have a word of wisdom as well. So maybe I could give mine, and then if you want to say something.
That's a good one, bro. I really didn't think of nothing. I'll just say this, man.
Okay.
Again, I'm 38. I'm getting old, man. As you can see, my gray hairs are definitely filling in, baby. But I will just say, man, it's been a good journey, good storyline, I believe, right? When I look back at all the things that I've done over time, which I like to go back and look, man. I will just say I see progress in myself, and I look at the steps that I made, but I think this year I've made the biggest steps that I needed. And all that came from me. I'm not saying that I love my therapist and I love my sessions, but it starts with you. So start with you to fix everything, and then let everything else pour in, like when you're cooking, right? Start with the base, start with the water, let the water pour up. But you got to add things, seasonings and all this, cinnamon sticks, whatever you need to get you spicy and ready, baby. I don't know if that was a good take, but I'm just saying you got to add the fillings to add into the flavor, but it started with you. And I think I looked at myself in the mirror and I just told myself it's time to lock in. So mentally, I believe I'm getting there. And I'm not gonna lie, Rock, I've been pigging out. I've been doing it big, baby, drinking every night, eating good. This is my time I usually gain my weight. I'm sure I gained like 5 pounds. So mentally, I believe I'm getting where I needed to be. Physically, in 2026, your boy is gonna get locked in. I'm trying to be the ultimate demigod I can be, baby. So I just say, if I can inspire somebody, look at yourself in the mirror today and say, I want to be the best version of me. And we're going to get it popping together, man. Hit me in the inbox if you need some words of wisdom. But I'm going to just close it out like that. I appreciate the chat. I appreciate everybody that come through. We almost 2 hours in and we got eyes still watching this, Rock. So we never take those eyes lightly. We never take the likes and the comments and all that good stuff So long as y'all here, we going to be here. So we love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And Rock, I'm going to let you close us out on that, brother.
I really appreciated that, Fizz, and I've appreciated every show we've gotten to do together. Looking forward to a super bright future, not only with you, but with all the people that rock with us every week. Here's my word of wisdom. When you make a mistake and mess up, people are seeing you at your worst. But nothing teaches like failure. Learn from it and show people continually, you haven't seen me at my best yet. And that's my word of wisdom of the week.
There we go. All right, bro. Hey, look, I damn sure ain't at my best, bro. I'm getting it, though. I'm working on it. But this is my thing, right? When do you get your best, right? Because I feel like even when I'm at my best, I still got more work to do. So never get comfortable at being your best, because you always got something to fix, something to work hard on. And shout out to you, though, Rock. I don't know if you know this. I ain't go back because I didn't have time. But this is around the time you started coming on this show, bro. Me and Cody had the birthday show. I remember that. I believe right around the football playoffs or the fantasy playoffs. He took 2 weeks off. It was Christmas and the following week. And I
don't remember.
I think you came in on the show week 17, if I'm not mistaken. Go check the receipts. But week 17, I believe, is when your first episode, and I think you've been on ever since, bro. So that's coming up. I wanted to surprise you then, but I don't want to forget it either. So it's been on my mind. So shout out to you. We almost 1 full year in with me and you on the Cookup, and I'm watching you, bro, grow. You're doing your thing. You in the kitchen, you cooking, man. You keep me going. So I appreciate you, big dog, and I appreciate the chat coming through every week. Let's keep getting this thing going, man. Keep doing this thing. What we doing now, how we doing it, and how we getting it, baby. You feel me? So
yeah,
Rock, man, we going to get up out of here, man. We appreciate the people. Any last words, or we out?
That's it.
That's it. Oh, well, damn. Nah, that was it. That's all you had to say. So, shout out, y'all. Shout out to people. Shout out to Vibes, man. I got therapy in 35 seconds, and I love y'all. See you next week, or maybe later on this week. We'll see. We out of this thing.
See you.